welcome to New Day Cleveland. I'm David Moss. I'm in the kitchen. I'm very, very happy today because we're going to take a look at something called Wagyu meat, or Wagyu meat. That's how you say it. I'm going to show you what I got yesterday. I got this from Spring Rock Farms in Vermont, and this showed up at my house. It says Vermont Wagyu, and that's sort of how you say it. I know people call it Wagyu, all that kind of stuff. It's Kobe beef, and this stuff is raised. There's the right camera. This stuff is raised in Vermont on a beautiful farm, Spring Rock Farm, and it is really something special. Now, this is meat you've probably heard about or seen before. I'll show you a little bit what's going on here. We've got a steak out here. This is a rib steak, or a strip steak. Oh, let's look at the farm first. There you go. Check a look. These are the cows. They're called Wagyu cows, cattle, and they came from Japan, and they got here a long time ago because Japan doesn't even allow these things to come here anymore. So there's about several thousand of these in Vermont. There's just maybe under 10,000 in the whole country, and there's millions of other cattle, so they're very, very rare. They were used to carry heavy burdens up mountains, so they really are a strong animal. And as a result of that, they had a lot of fat in them, but a special kind of fat. You know, they talk about the fat that you're not supposed to eat, the bad fat. Well, they have the good fat, and this has become a very, very desirable beef product now. And they have them at this beautiful farm in Vermont. You can actually visit the farm. And what's great about this, if you don't know a lot about this, instead of a recipe today, I gave you a website and a phone number and a way you can get a hold of these people so you can also enjoy this. So there's a look at the steak. Now they're all on the same page again. And I want you to take a look at that baby. It is really beautifully marbled. First time I saw a steak like this was at Jimmy P's. It was in Naples, Florida. I was with my friend Sheldon Edelman Plumbing. They did the kitchen for New Day. And we were going to make these on the grill. I said, I don't know, Sheldon, those look pretty fat. He goes, listen, let this guy tell you the story. And this guy told me the story. It was unbelievable. They cost about twice as much as a regular steak. You're not supposed to eat as much meat nowadays, right? Well, this is a way you eat the best in the world. Not as often, and it's great. It's a great treat, and you can get it shipped right to your house. So I was going to make a burger. So we've got that. I'll show you some more stuff later, but let's get the burger going. And what I did is I got a 1 pound, and I cut it in half, and this is a half pound burger. And before I put it in there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little indentation in it. And the reason I put the indentation in it is because when it cooks up, I don't want it to turn into a big meatball. You know how you put them out in the grill sometime and they go like that? Well, this one's not going to do that to us because we're not going to let it. So I got a little dent in it there. I'm going to put it on the pan. And we're going to let that go, and we're going to cook it 4 minutes on one side and about 6 minutes semi-covered on the other side. And then we're going to let it rest a whole 5 minutes or so, because if you don't let it rest, you ever cut a piece of meat and all the juice comes out and you go, oh, isn't that juicy? Yeah, it's juicy, but your plate's getting all the good juice instead of you getting the good juice. So that's something to think about here. So let's take a look at some of this other stuff here. I showed you the strip steak. This is really an unusual piece here. This is a beef chuck steak. So beef chuck comes from a different part of the animal. And you're used to seeing this like in a big chuck roast. Like mom would put it in the oven like for 3 or 4 hours and braise it. Well, this has such a great fat content. You can cook it a lot of different ways, and it has a better, beautiful flavor. And talk about flavor, the flavor in this type of beef is really spectacular. It's sort of a buttery flavor, and you just can't quite put your finger on it, and that's why it's so rare and it's expensive. And I thought this was really cool too. We're in Cleveland, right? So she sent me smoked beef kibasi. How about that? So you got to love that. You live it in Cleveland, right? Wagyu meat. So anyway, I've got this thing cooking. And the important thing about this is, like when I learned how to make the steaks, when I asked the guy down at Jimmy P's, is you sort of cook them not as hot as usual, and certainly not as long as usual. You'd think it would take a long time to cook that, but it cooks way faster because of the fat content in it. So you don't want to cook all the fat out of it. You probably want to cook this to not much more than medium rare. If you cook it much more than that, you're starting to lose what's really good about it, and that's all that beautiful fat in it. So next time you go to the meat case and you look at the meat and you say, gee, that looks too fatty for me, or it's just, I want the all red one. When you get the all red one home, someone's going to say, gee, steak's a little tough tonight. Well, if you get this, it's not going to be a little tough tonight. It's going to be fantastic. So we got this thing cooking here a little bit. Like I said, we would cook it 4 minutes, right? So how long have we been doing this? About 3 minutes or so. So I'm going to salt and pepper it, and that's a good way to season it too. So I'm just putting a little kosher salt on it on one side, on both sides, and a little black pepper. And you know, you can put garlic powder on it, whatever. But you know what you're really going for is the flavor profile of this meat. So we're going to flip this over. Starting to look like a burger, right? So we're going to cook it 6 minutes on that side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give like a little semi covering. And when we come back, I've got one already cooked up. Natalie's gonna try it, and we're gonna see if it lights up her eyes like it lit up the skies when I tried one the first time. So we'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. Are you ready for the big reveal? Check this out.
Yes.
So this has been cooking about 4 or 5, about 9 minutes. We're going for 10 minutes or so, and then we're gonna take it off and let it rest for a while, because when you let it rest for a while, all the juices stay in the meat. This is at Wagyu meat. This is from Spring Rock Farms in Vermont, and the website, instead of a recipe, you get the website. So go there, check it out. They'll tell you recipes, they'll tell you what's available. Not everything is available because they sell out. They only have, it's a very rare piece of beef. So I want to show you one thing. We said about keeping it juicy. Who wants to get a shot of this? Take a closer look, get a close look at that if you can. I mean, does that look juicy or what?
Look at it now, folks. It's going to be gone in a couple minutes.
Yeah. So we're gonna, hopefully this is gonna be the way you like it. So we got the bun here, and the buns are very important. What I do when I get buns is I get buns that are a nice size, and then I put them in the toaster oven, and I keep them closed for a second for a couple minutes, and then I open them up for a little more so that they're toasty on the outside, but they got a little bit of heft, because if you get those little mushy ones, and you put something big on it, what do you have?
Soggy?
You got a soggy, mushy bun.
Yeah, you
That's
don't want that.
good. Who wants soggy, mushy buns?
Not me.
Okay, so what are we gonna put on this thing, because this is a very special burger. I don't know, you want me to make it a cheeseburger?
Can we leave off the cheese?
That's good, because we're going to really taste the meat then.
Okay,
and,
okay.
And you want tomato?
I'm going to pass today.
She wants no tomato. Okay, so I bet we're going to want some lettuce, right?
I want some lettuce for sure.
Okay, so put a little lettuce in there.
That's a nice looking piece of lettuce too.
Well, we ain't messing around here.
Yeah.
So put that in there. And then how about onion?
Put the whole thing on.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That'll hold my lettuce together too, right? And you like pickles?
I love pickles.
Okay.
Throw all the pickles on there.
So we're done dressing this baby up, right?
Oh man,
they're clean hands, everyone. I was wearing gloves when the meat was raw, and now I took them off, and we're clean, we're good. And now,
you think I can eat that whole? I think I can. Who am I kidding?
Well,
I can eat that whole thing.
I was just thinking here. What do you think? You think we ought to like cut it in half?
Because it looks like it's still steaming a little, huh?
Well, if we.
Or are you just more worried about me going and shooting it everywhere?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. So here we go. Where do you want to cut it, guys? Fair? Is this a good cut?
That's good. This just looks. You know, if you're making something like this, if you order this day and you have it at your house, you cook for everyone, this just tops any burger that you would ever make at home.
Like I said, it's going to cost a little bit more. Like this per pound is a little bit more money, but I think it's going to be worth it. Okay, here we go. The big reveal. What do we got here?
Look at how juicy that burger is.
How's that, my friends?
Look at that.
Whoa,
that's okay.
Get back over there,
that's
fella.
That's okay.
Okay.
Pesky little fella.
Okay, I'm going to get this over to you.
Okay.
Social distancing. I'll tell you one thing that's bad about this meat. It really breaks my mask rule. Because you got to have a mask on all the time. You got to take the mask off just to smell this stuff.
It's going to get messy.
Okay, that looks great.
I'm going to go for this side since it didn't fall apart yet.
Yeah, right. It is a little shaky because it's so big, but look how nice that looks, huh?
Oh, okay, here we go. Just going to go for it.
I'm going to move this out of your way. Oh, my goodness. Is it juicy or what, my friends? Here you go.
Oh my gosh.
I'm back.
Why do I wear lipstick when I do this? I should take it off.
So what is it, how's it taste? I mean, this is what it's all about, right?
That is the best piece of beef. Best burger I've ever had.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Ever had, ever.
I know, when I had it, you can't really describe the flavor. The flavor's like...
What?
Remember like when you had your first great steak in your life and you go like, man, it is so good. This is like better than that.
It is spectacular.
Yeah. So you gotta...
Wow. Oh my gosh. This is going down during this next commercial break.
I'm thinking about making this steak for the next segment here.
You want to do it?
Yeah, maybe we should, huh?
Let's cook all morning long. Why not?
Yeah, Spring Rock Farms are in Vermont. Go to our website, get their website, go on board and talk to them a little bit. Yeah, and it was really easy to make. I mean, this one is just finished now. Check this out.
I would bite again, but I have to talk. This is so delicious. David, thank you for making this.
You're so welcome.